Okay, I'm gonna give the service a quick restart, but we can do all the morning stuff while it does that. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, the podcast about insect superpowers. Each episode, an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring ability of insects by creating bug-themed superheroes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelly.
Producer Derek and Zotz are also here. Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
Last night we went into the city, into New York, and watched Drunk Dracula, which was very fun.
I've heard it's great. Mm-hmm. I get like I think it's you. I think it's your influence on my feed. You know how like your friends influence your feed? Mm-hmm. I get a bunch of shows you may like. I also engage in a lot of Broadway content, I should say. But I get a lot of like shows you may like in New York or whatever. And I'm like, I don't live there. I would love to go to this like karaoke night, but I cannot go to this karaoke night. I'm 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, it's weird you're getting ads for New York. I think this show is in a bunch of
I went from Montreal
cities,
the other day,
which is funny. But the actors increasingly drink more as they do the show, and it's fun. It's a good time.
I know they did Drunk Shakespeare here not that long ago.
Yeah, it's the same company.
Oh, excellent.
I've been to one of those before. They're fun.
I've seen Drunk Star Trek as well before, too.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, yeah. We also have a Star Trek in the park.
Oh, fun.
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's basically like a local play of Star Trek, and then it's like kind of becomes this like mini Star Trek convention in the park. They haven't done it in a few years, I don't think. I think it kind of fell off during the Big Sick, but I'll have to look and see if it's.
You should bring it back. That sounds like a good time.
And they just like do an episode of Star Trek, but like silly, but like improv, you know. Those wacky improvs.
Anything bugging you today, Amanda?
We had a huge windstorm last night, and so I had to swerve around a big branch this morning driving my car. But luckily, I didn't have enough branches to fall down at my house. But I just know that's gonna be like
a thing
for the next few weeks here. It gets pretty windy for a few weeks. I should say pretty windy for here. You know, It's not Chicago where like the winds are coming off the cold lake and they will knock you over in the streets, you know. So
sometimes it gets pretty windy here because the wind comes out right off the Hudson, and we have really tall buildings. I think it's probably more the tall buildings, so it just funnels wind. Yeah. It could be kind of pushy.
I don't know if it gets windy downtown just because I haven't lived in downtown near enough the river for it to matter. But yeah, that cold water, it'll get you. It'll sneak up on you. It's one of those things that like you don't think about, like a cause and effect of like, oh, I'm near cold water. It might be windy here soon. But there you go. Have you ever been to Chicago? I hear that the lake looks like an ocean.
No, not. I've been to the one museum in Chicago that has Sue, the T-Rex.
Oh, yes. Oh, jealous.
I was, but it was only for like an hour. I was with my mom and we had flown in, because we wanted to go to Wisconsin for my uncle's funeral, but we had like a little bit of time. So we went to the museum and then we drove up to Wisconsin because they were in Beloit, which is pretty southern. Yeah.
I want to say the Chicago Natural History Museum just got like a new statue of Sue, like a new recreation.
Yeah, there was something new going on when we were there. This is I think 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Sue's cool. We like Sue. We're fans. I think it's funny. The Jurassic Park T-Rex is so cool. Like you can't deny iconic. The character design. So good. And then I see, realistic models where like the eyes are forward facing and they always look like a little bit doofy to me. just because like the side eye of the Jurassic Park is so iconic of it like looking in the car. But not how it would have
No,
worked. Would have been
active predators are
forward-facing
forward
eyes.
facing. Yeah.
Big Bird is an active predator. His eyes are forward facing.
Never forget that.
Never forget. And it's funny, with the bugs, a lot of times we have animals that need to balance between I need to hunt something else and I need to not be hunted. And so
we get multiple eyes.
The eye situation. Yeah, the eye situation of bugs is so cool. And, obviously spiders, anything creepy crawly. That, like, I need to, as a spider, for example, we do spiders a lot here. I need to be able to see something that got caught in my web. Or, even if they're more active than that, I need to be able to see when I can leap. Praying mantis. I need to be able to get it when it lands on the flower. But also, I'm very small and juicy inside. And other things want to eat me. I need to be able to see when a bird is coming, So I can't always be looking forward. So I gotta have multiple eyes. Ooh, yeah, cool. Or just like the, what is it called? The like light and dark one?
Oh, the ocelli?
Yes.
On the top of the head, yeah. Like ants and lots of bugs have ocelli, yeah.
Yeah. Have the light and dark, like a bird has passed over me. Now I must flee.
Time to
Get
duck.
out of here. Yeah. And I just think about with humans how many senses we have going on that we're not like actively tracking at any given time.
Oh, yeah. We're constantly receiving input we're not really thinking about.
And people are like, oh, my intuition. I'm like, is it your intuition or is it some sense that you're not actively aware of
working,
alerting you to information? Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't know why I looked behind me, but I did at that exact moment. And, I was able to dodge the moose that was charging me or whatever. And I'm like, but you just weren't tracking the sense that was tracking that because it was in the like 10% of your brain that's always tracking like
you don't have to
sounds
think about.
And yeah, exactly. The five senses is a lie. Don't believe that for a second. Anyway, speaking of bugs with multiple eyes who sense things so they don't get eaten, we were talking about a beetle today. I love a beetle. Yes.
This was requested by a listener.
We're working through our listener requests.
Going through requests. This was Dylan. Dylan asked us to cover the longhorn beetle family. So
I love a longhorn beetle.
Are you familiar with longhorn beetles, Amanda?
I know what they look like because I feel like it's a shape that gets used in like cartoons. Like I need a beetle, but it can't be like a regular beetle. I know. I'll give it a real long antenna here, and that'll make it unique and special. I didn't mean to be so condescending to like character designers for cartoons, but like they're cool. They're cool.
Can you describe what that shape is? That beetle shape.
Yes, I would say imagine a beetle, and then give it really long antenna. It's kind of more the long shape of a beetle, not like round like a ladybug, but more along the way that like the emerald ash borer has been. The way that the tiger beetle is a little bit more of a head.
Elongated abdomen and thorax part.
Yeah, the head and thorax are usually pretty even. And then the long thorax, the long booty bun.
The abdomen is
as we say
booty
here.
buns here. Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of times they're like spotted or sometimes they're striped.
Yeah, they come in a lot of interesting colors, lots of sort of flamboyant iridescent colors and blues and greens, but they can also be what we call cryptid, which is more blending in with its surroundings, so it's browns or tans or blacks. There are around 35,000 species of longhorn beetle. Anytime we dip into the beetle family, it's a beetle family. Yeah.
Well, I just described them and like it's such a perfect little bug shape. It's so easy to create the variations you need for your individual biome plan. That it makes sense to me that there's a lot of them. It makes sense.
Yeah, there's if we go one level up, there's 4,000 described genera, so it's like a very wide group.
There's a lot of beetles out here with longhorns.
And the longhorns, as listeners have probably deduced by now, it's from having long antennae. When you think of like a longhorn cattle.
Yeah.
But they
have like the crazy ones that are like whoop. Like we've I assume that's us breeding them to be like that, of like,
The cows.
yeah, the cows, the 7 foot wingspan, hornspan. I don't know if hornspan is a term, of like these huge beefy bull cows, and I'm like, how do they carry that around? And some of them are like, the horns are like actually quite hollow inside, and that's how they carry them around. But other ones are like, you can't let the cow get very old because its head will like become inevitably too heavy. Yeah, it's crazy. I bet there's a whole world to that I am completely unaware of like cow breeding, of like cattle ranching for big horns. Like that has to be its own separate niche, right? Of like, you bring your cow to this competition. Whoever's got the biggest horns wins. Like that must be a thing, right? Like if we'll put kids in sparkly outfits and say, your kid was the best sparkly outfit kid, congratulations, here's your pageant crown. Surely we will breed cows and say, who's got the biggest cow? Who's got the biggest cow horns?
Well, we don't do that with beetles, so I'm not sure.
We should do it with beetles. Oh my gosh.
Little
Imagine
beetle
the
shows.
turnaround though. It'd be horrible because beetles typically don't last very long. Or a cow, you got a few years to get it big. But a beetle, you've got like 6 weeks or whatever to like, this is it. Here's your beetle.
Enjoy.
But also the turnaround of breeding, you could maybe selective breed that beetle a lot faster.
We've got a few examples of what I think are some pretty interesting. Obviously, we're not going to cover 35,000 species of longhorn beetle.
We're going to do every single one at a time.
This has just become a
6-hour podcast.
Every episode is now one longhorn beetle.
Yeah, every week, just get us listing more beetles.
So not only do they have these really long antennae, but a lot of them are quite large. And some of them are small. They can be like a few millimeters all the way up to about 6 or so inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love when a bug gets big.
You love a big bug.
I love a big bug.
So the Titan beetle,
which
is Titanus giganteus, which is always a cool name, lives in the rainforest, and it's one of the largest beetles on the planet. So it's a big hefty, and its body length alone, so that's not counting those big ol' antennae, is 6.7 inches. So that's 17 centimeters for everybody else.
Oh my gosh.
Just the body.
Hand-sized.
Yeah.
My gosh. That's a big boy. Wow. Okay, I've now brought up an image search. Yes. It's like rat size.
It's very big.
Big bug. Titanus gigantus.
And they're big, so they come with big jaws. And the jaws are strong enough to snap a pencil. So you want to be careful handling a beetle of that size.
The jaws are almost like elk antler shaped. They are multi-serrated jaws coming for your pencils. Wow, that's huge. Wow.
Really big. Yeah.
Now I'm just scrolling through pictures of this bug, and it's massive. This would be a fun one to have as a pet. Not just to watch it snap pencils, but
you do all day.
Just
you
because
give it pencils.
Like if I hid its food inside the pencil, then truly I would be living. But like, a big bug I think makes a good pet, because then you can see what it's like up to.
Yeah.
Whereas, no offense to your isopod colony.
Oh, I can see what they're up to. They're always doing stuff.
Oh, she's looking. She's looking.
They're actually pretty big. They're like, the biggest ones are like thumbnail size. They're huge.
Oh yeah. But it's no gigantus.
No, it's definitely not.
Titanus gigantus. Titanus gigantus sounds like a spell to make someone huge.
That's the words I would use. Yeah.
Titanus gigantus. Watch out! No. Like only their feet get big, and you're like, ha! Now you'll never catch me.
There are a few others. There's the musk beetle, which is found through Europe and Asia. They have glands on their thorax that secrete like a musky scent.
I was about to ask, you don't get named musk beetle because you smell good.
Apparently it smells good. It's like a smell people like, and you can smell it for like a few miles. They're
very
smelly, yeah.
I gotta I gotta smell this. Is this gonna be one of those things where like secretly we've been smelling beetles this whole time? Like every time a like celebrity perfume comes out, they're like hints of musk and sandalwood, but secretly you've been
beetle.
smelling beetle this whole time.
Maybe.
We haven't even looked into that as far as bug smells in perfume. We've talked a lot about dyes and like materials.
I don't really know much about that part of the bug world. I'd have to do some deep diving for that. Maybe we can think about that.
We gotta be
for an episode.
We've got to be using bug smells somewhere. I'm positive. And like ladybugs taste gross, but they don't. Do they smell gross too?
They can smell bad too. Yeah. Producer Derek has confirmed musk beetle is used in perfumes.
In perfumes.
So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Wear a beetle today.
I gotta find a musky beetle.
Oh, day beetle.
It is skunk season around here. I have personally spotted one this year. I usually will spot one or two a year, just because they're like out. You know, I live in a neighborhood, and the skunks have successfully said, "Okay, I guess I live here too now. Thanks for that." But my mom was complaining. My mom was complaining about the smell her neighbor was making. We do live, you know, near Portland.
Yeah.
The smell of skunk is often something else around here. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Oh, the neighbor every night." And then I was at her house late, and I start to drive away, and then I see something in the bushes, and it comes out, and sure enough, skunk.
Oh.
And I was like, "Mom, you've been blaming the neighbor for this smell, but I think it was literally a skunk. I think you've got a skunk living like behind your shed." And she was like, "No, don't tell me that, because now I have to do something about it." I was like, "Not really. He'll move on in a day or two."
To clarify, the musk beetle is not necessarily used in perfumery, but it produces a smell which is.
Oh, okay.
So there's some overlap.
The term musk is being unilaterally used here. Interesting. I'm sure it is. If it's not now, it probably was at least once, right?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
You're like, "Oh, that's Thug. He loves the smell of musk beetles. He's always crushing them up and putting them on himself to impress." And I'm trying to think of another cave woman name. Fag.
So moving through the interesting species list, and a reminder for folks, if you go onto our website, BugsNeedHeroes.com, you can see all my field notes or show notes where I kind of discuss what's going on with each bug we're covering, and I try to throw in some interesting species. So the harlequin beetle is next. They're in Central and South America, and some males have forelegs that are so long they're longer than their entire bodies.
Oh, they got like the crazy grippy fronts.
It's like really long, yeah.
It's always funny when the body plan's a little bit not what you're expecting. Okay. Oh, I've looked them up. Oh my gosh, look at them. Look, that pattern is so beautiful.
They're beautiful. Yeah. We'll share as many free images that we can when we do this.
It's like an Art Deco flooring situation here. I feel like I'm in a fancy hotel from 1911.
Well, even better, and I know this is a trait about bugs when you love that it happens. It's got a buddy, and the buddy is a little pseudoscorpion that rides around on its back sometimes.
I love when they're friends. I love when they form like a little like codependent's not the right word. I think it's called symbiotic when you're talking about science.
Codependent's pretty appropriate.
They've like formed a little partnership. I think that's really sweet. I think it's really cute. Oh my gosh. I've just seen a zoomed in picture of the harlequin beetle's face, and it looks like a Common Rider mask.
Oh, does it?
Almost exactly.
Maybe that's where
like disturbingly
Common Rider probably got that from, right?
There is a new Common Rider anime that I have been the internet has been aggressively pushing towards me. Like, you need to watch this. And I'm like, well, you need to chill out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you need to look at this, Derek. It looks exactly like a Common Rider mask.
He's probably already checked. But
oh, okay, sorry. I'm putting it in the chat now.
They have very neat faces. I'm gonna check because I don't remember which one's which here. Oh yeah. Wow, that is a face.
Isn't it like it kind of even has like a nose ridge?
So this is also interesting, and again we'll see if we can use a photo that demonstrates this. You can see the eyes wrap around the antennae.
Yeah. It's like the antennae were in the way and you had to like build the eyes around it.
Yeah.
Making kind of a double C-shaped, mirrored C-shape around the antenna. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty unique to see an eye arrangement like that. And of course they have compound eyes. Beetles have compound eyes. And you can kind of see sort of the little individual lenses in this image.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I know you probably hate when we describe an image so you can't see, but we'll put stuff up on social media when this goes out.
I can't look at this any longer. It's like freaking me out. It's like uncanny valleying me about this face that's not really there. I am gonna have to make that his face though for this week for sure.
Yeah, you've already got like a kind of a good head start.
Okay, let me just quickly doodle his face here, just so I don't forget. Oh no, there we go. Okay, he's got this round head and he's like this. Sorry, Derek, that you're hearing me in real time. And it's weird that it has a nose. So Harlequin beetle, I assume, is named after its beautiful pattern here.
Yeah.
And what was the purpose of the long front legs? Just that it...
Sometimes things have long front legs. I'm actually not really sure why they're that long.
Yes.
But they are really, really long. I'm not afraid to say I don't know everything, guys. Oh yeah, Derek shared the Common Rider action figure. Nice. But we have so there's also the red-headed ash borer, which people have probably heard of. They're very common in North America. And their color actually mimics wasps. So they're pretty cool looking. Their larvae feed on hardwood trees, and we'll talk about this when we get into life cycle and why that kind of matters.
So we talked about ash borers a long time ago, many eons
Well,
ago.
we talked about so the emerald ash borer is a different.
Yeah, that was my question. Are they
Different.
related, or they just have similar names?
Similar
Because
name, different families.
They're boring into trees, which I think we mentioned already. Portland now officially has emerald ash borers.
Oh yeah, that's episode
Deeply upsetting.
3 for us, I think.
Is it that early?
Yeah. Check out the chat, Amanda. Here's a picture of the red-headed ash borer. You can see it looks like a European wasp to me.
It's doing the yellow and black stripes
And
for sure.
brown.
Almost...
So you've seen those long, thin brown wasps with the yellow and black. I love when a bug pretends to be a more dangerous bug. That's always a good sign.
I think about the hawk moth pretending to be a queen bee all the time.
I think she lives rent free in her head.
She's rent free in there. I just think that's crazy, and so every time I see one, because it's spooky season. Mm-hmm. They're around right now because they kind of became iconic for Silence of the Lambs, right?
Yeah,
like that. The VHS cover had it like over Clarice's mouth and the whole thing. And we talked about it in the episode too, that they do have a bit of an association with death because of the skull pattern on the back. And little did I know, it was brand new information to me that a hawk moth is pretending to be
a queen bee.
They're pretending to be a queen bee in there, just
cool.
being and when they go, "Ee, oh no, I'm being attacked, help me!" Again, patronizing to the poor
to everyone
moth
involved.
that's just trying to live.
Yeah, I think it's always fascinating when mimicry becomes this weapon, of something dangerous or I belong here or however they're using it.
And bugs seem to do it a lot. In Oregon, we have I believe it's called the viceroy butterfly, which as it flutters by you is indistinguishable from a monarch butterfly.
Yeah, the veins in the wings are the tell, which is
you'd
tough.
really have to look at and go, oh no, this is a viceroy because this pattern is like subtly different. But and that's entirely because monarchs are nasty to eat. but the viceroy isn't. The viceroy is theoretically delicious, but is pretending to be the monarch. Like, don't eat me. You know I'm nasty.
It's fun.
It's crazy. Mimicry.
It's great.
Mimicry.
I'm sure like humans pretend to have personalities they don't actually have for simple reasons.
I'm going to pretend to be nice to you so that you don't immediately reject me. We've all met a mimicry person for sure.
Yes. Oh yeah. Right. So looking through my notes, we've covered kind of, I think, what's interesting, a few different interesting families and where they live. So we'll get into like sort of classic description. Now, Amanda, you've already done a great job of explaining they've got these nice long bodies and long antennae, and the antennae are like, can be, like egregiously long. So we did get a listener question from Drew, friend of the show, Drew, who we met at one of the conferences, and who I've like been in contact with. Hi, Drew. I know you're listening, buddy. But he asked if longhorn beetles had the longest antennae of all beetles, or if they had the longest antennae in general of all insects. And that's probably a good time, I think, to address that question. So longest antennae of all beetles, yeah. There's kind of no contest.
No one can
with
compete.
These guys. But longest antennae of insects, probably not. Certainly a contender. I think there are some katydids who might beat them out a little bit on antenna length. There's also a few like pretty long antennaed cockroaches, but I don't think they're as long as the beetles are. So, but yeah, super long antennae, longest for beetles, definitely, probably not for insects overall. I think that's katydids. And then let's see. So we talked a little bit about size. We talked about all giganteus at 17 centimeters, but some of them, the smallest.
Sorry, I just want to back up for just
sure.
a second. What is the purpose of the giant antenna? What are they doing with the antenna that they need to
Picking
be
up
so
all
big?
those cues, all the chemical cues,
They're
the
sniffing all over town.
vibration. Yeah, some animals are just really cued into chemical cues. So the longer the antennae, the better. It might, I don't know, it might also be because some of the ladies like it. Never,
Never fully discount.
Yeah,
that they're trying to look hot.
Don't sleep on sexual selection in animals. It can go a long way. But yeah, so some of them are pretty big, and the smallest is only 3 millimeters, which is teeny tiny. 3 millimeters is like barely bigger than a mosquito. Like that is a very small animal. But most of them are pretty big. Most of them are like hefty, maybe about an inch or half an inch in length. You notice most of them. We love a stridulating insect, so these guys can squeak or chirp by rubbing the back of their head against their thorax.
Oh, they're doing like a head bobble situation to make a little noise. Crank, crank, crank.
Neck back bend.
Ironically, I also make that noise when I bend my back the wrong way. Crack. I'm also stridulating every time I get out of bed. Crack, 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 crack. Snap, crackle, pop.
Man is my favorite stridulating bug.
You know it.
And larvae is kind of where we'll get into the menace portion of the podcast. Yeah.
Oh no.
So some of the larvae are called round-headed borers because they have round little larvae heads and they bore into trees. They are not like massive, but they're pretty big. So usually they're around half an inch to maybe 2 inches in length, so 1 to 5 centimeters. The really big ones from the Titan beetle are 8 to 10 inches in length, so that's a big old grub.
Wow.
It's too big.
Wow. Oh, we were talking about, sorry to get all
Owen Wilson, just get all Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson on you. Wow. But we've seen that before. We've seen that with like, I've got to eat. I'm a grub.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hungry caterpillar or grub in this case. Is grub a scientific term? Is that like...
Yeah, we call them grubs.
Or
we
just...
usually say, I mean,
Okay.
larva is the, most
Technical,
but
like
I call
a
them grubs.
larva, a caterpillar is distinct from a grub in my
Yes.
mind.
Yeah.
A
So
grub, I'm more imagining the little chompy head with like a gooey,
very gooey.
white,
Yes,
body.
creamy colored.
Whereas a caterpillar
Any
is
variety
often
of colors.
green or right. Interesting. Is there a specific reason that you know of that a caterpillar, like, if you get down to like, well, it has to qualify in these ways between a caterpillar and a grub?
Grub is just what we use for beetle larvae.
Just beetles. Okay. That's as good an explanation as anything. One's a beetle, one's a butterfly. They look different. That makes sense to me.
Producer Derek
But-
says he
'cause,
thinks it's vibes. It's a little bit.
This is yeah, that's fair. The vibe of the grub.
Just like we call fly larvae maggots. It's just
Okay, they just have
it's
like
kind
a
of
little
a
bit
colloquial
of a distinct
distinction. Yeah.
vibe to them. I guess vibe is as good a thing as anything. You see it, you're like, that's a grub.
Yeah.
You see it, you're like, that's a maggot.
Like a
see
grub
it,
when
think
you
that's
see a
caterpillar.
grub. If you're ever
Right.
have you ever broken up like a rotten piece of wood and seen a big, like a tubby little cream guy in there?
A juicy little friend.
That's a grub.
And I would assume a grub is living at different places than like a caterpillar would live.
Yeah. Grubs are generally inside
Their
rotting
food
wood
sources
or
are
living
different.
wood. They also will be in living wood. Caterpillars are looking for juicy leaves, maybe stems,
Yeah, they're
sometimes
vegetarian.
flowers.
They're right in front of my salad. But we've seen this before where like the grub is huge because if you're gonna have an adult that's big, they have to pupate and they're gonna use up a significant amount of that energy.
So they become smaller as they
Pupating.
pupate.
So they'll be a little
They're
bit
adult.
smaller as an adult. So you need a 10-inch grub to get the 6-inch adult. My gosh, I simply must look at a picture of a 10-inch grub.
I think you're going to regret
I
it,
know I've-
but you should.
Sometimes that's my
Look
life.
up, just type in Titan beetle grub.
Titan beetle grub. Because I've seen like the Hercules beetle grubs, and they're always
Also very
like
big.
huge, like a kielbasa. Oh no, I have seen. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's huge.
We'll try to, if we can find a free image of this, we'll.
A free image of. But I mean, imagine.
It's very
It's
big.
It's not significantly different than the Hercules beetle grub if you've seen that situation going on. But it's a grub.
I
and
don't.
it's huge.
I don't love
That's
that I
all
can
you
see
need
all
to
the
know.
detail of that grub because it's so big.
It's so big. Yeah, it's like a bratwurst.
It's like a.
A
Or no, what's
bratwurst
the
size.
what's the white brat? I don't know. I guess it's just a Weisse brat. But there's like the really creamy colored white brats you can get around at Oktoberfest. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
People eat them. People eat. I don't know if they eat longhorn beetle larvae, but people certainly do eat beetle larvae around the world. I couldn't. I think that creamy inside would really. I think that would be a big texture no for me.
Yeah, I know you're
Ugh.
you're a little bit sensitive about it. I don't think I could just culturally. I think in my mind as an American,
Yeah, it'd be hard.
bugs aren't viewed as food the way they are in other places. But like we say it, don't we? We say we're gonna go get some grub.
Yeah. I prefer my grub to be cheeseburgers, but that's just a personal preference.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I prefer grub that is a literal grub. Wow, that's. I have seen things this day.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's funny how like you can. We're all in on this grub now. Like you said, you can see details on it that are amazing. It's still has a head, but then it still has like little legs in the front. Just these little legs. And
Because
then
it's an
just-
insect, right? It's got 3 pairs of legs. The
right?
front.
And but they're not dispersed evenly, which something about that is very funny to me. that they're all right next to the head still, so it's just dragging around this huge amount of caloric storage.
They don't have legs.
These don't have legs.
oh.
What is that?
Not really.
I'm looking
no.
at a Hercules
I posted the
beetle now.
wrong one. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
looking at the Hercules beetle. They do have little legs. Longhorn beetles don't really.
But the
I
Titanus
guess
one
not this
specifically
one.
probably doesn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some longhorn beetles
It's very
do.
difficult to get source code pictures of this.
Yeah. Oh, they're too big. They are far too large.
Yeah,
But the first one I posted was the wrong species. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's all right. Okay.
All right. So we've got these big, massive, in this case, grubs. There are smaller grubs as well, and but they start out as little eggs, and the female, of course, the female will either insert these eggs into like a pit in the wood or near the roots or under the bark. Sometimes the female beetles can bore, and they'll bore into the tree and then lay the eggs. So the eggs hatch in like a few weeks or a few days. This always depends on what species it is and the environment. Something to always remember is that insect development changes with temperature. So if you've got a particular set of, hot days, it can speed development up. If you have a month of cooler than usual weather, that will slow development. So that's why we can never really say it takes exactly this, amount of days.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's very temperature dependent.
Need the energy boost
of
being warm.
Yeah, I always remember insects are ectotherms, so they pull their heat from the environment.
Does that mean are your bug labs always really warm?
We try to keep them a little bit warm. Yeah, you can put heating pads. So if you have colonies of things, you can put plant heating pads under a colony to keep it warm. I might have to do that. I meant to try that with my ants. I have a queen ant, little aside. I have a queen ant, and she is not producing eggs, and maybe she's just chilly. So maybe I'll have to put a heating pad under her.
She needs a teeny tiny sweater. A 6-armed sweater for her.
Yeah, so they're little eggies. They'll hatch depending on, what's going on. And then the larvae will kind of still stay in that tree or wherever they were dropped or implanted, and they'll feed. Now, most of the beetle's life is as a grub. And we see this time and time again in bugs. Long, long, long juvenile stage, fairly short adult stage.
And again, we have to point out that like we think of them as the adult stage often.
Yeah.
We call it and we name them after their adult stage or whatever. But even though they spend most of their time in this other form, we really should be focused on them in the form that they stay the longest. But we don't.
We don't. It's not called the Titan grub. It's the Titan beetle. Yeah.
It's funny.
But this can be so long. It could be about 3 years. Just grubbing it for 3 years.
3 years is a long time for a bug to be grubbing.
It kind of reminds me a little of cicadas when we think about their long period of time. But that's, it's kind of important. So they're in there and they're breaking down wood. Not a lot of animals can break wood down. So they have a job to do in the ecosystem with kind of breaking this stuff down, returning nutrients to the soil. And, it's good. Everything, works together in that sense. They do make these tunnels through wood, and sometimes again that wood is living tissue, and they're called galleries because they're kind of artistic looking. They're kind of pretty, and they're called girdlers, and the tunnels are called girdlers when they're just under the bark of limbs.
Oh, you peel back the bark and it's got that like
yeah.
Yeah,
but
I do like when I discover those. And girdlers is a great
girdlers, because
it's one of those words where like you look at it and you kind of like you have like all these girdlers in there. And you're like, perfect. Call it that.
We call it girdling because it's severing the limb's vascular system. So to girdle.
Oh, is that why they're wandering around like that? Is to prevent? I don't know. Prevent is the right word.
They're
keying into where the
looking for juice.
Yeah. I guess that's what they're trying to find. From lack of better human-centric terms, the veins of the tree where
and
it's
the phloem
sending.
You want all that like good, tasty part, but meanwhile they're like eating through everything to like get to the good stuff.
Right. So like, they're not sap sucking though, even though they're trying to get to that good juice. But they're not necessarily in sap producing.
They're just eating trees. Whatever. Yeah, they're
anything.
And then once they've eaten for 3 long, wonderful years of just
once they've destroyed your trees,
they'll pupate, and actually one of our listeners, Moist Donald, I love Reddit usernames, asked how long do they pupate for, and what's the best time to see them out and about. I mean, spring is always good if you're looking for adults. So the larvae will pupate for a few weeks to a few months, again, weather dependent, temperature dependent. And this is kind of neat. So when they emerge as an adult, they have to chew their way back out of the wood again. And in trees, you'll see an oval or a round exit hole.
Where they've bored their way out.
Yeah, they're pretty obvious holes in the wood. Adults live for a few weeks, maybe a few months. They eat twigs and bark and leaf veins and leaf petioles. They're food for everything. A big juicy beetle is good eats for everything else. So like the whole lifespan of a longhorn beetle can be a few months. It could be a couple decades, depending how slow that larval stage is. But usually they live to be between 1 and 3 years old. How are we feeling so far about longhorn beetles, Amanda?
1 and 3 years old for the whole life cycle, or as the adult stage?
Whole life cycle. Adult stage is a few weeks to a few months.
Just long enough to get out there and find a bride, as it were.
Make more beetles. Yeah.
I think the aesthetic of them is very interesting. I kind of want to lean into the Kamen Rider thing, just because that face was so
very
Kamen Rider-esque. But there's also a part of me that wants to make them a cowboy, and I just don't know if I can combine those two aesthetics successfully.
A Kamen Rider style cowboy. I believe in you. I think you could.
Like an American Kamen Rider. Yeehaw! So I want to include. Sorry, I'm scooting things over. I want to include the Harlequin beetle's cool jaw situation. They had such a cool shape. But I also don't want to stray too close to like existing Kamen Rider designs. So I think a cowboy hat might be the way to go. I think we're doing it. I think we're leaning
cowboy
in.
It up.
We're going to cowboy it up. If that's all right with everybody. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me put a head on him here.
So while you draw, I'll talk about a really common invasive species here in North America. It's also in parts of Europe as well. So have you heard of the Asian longhorn beetle, Amanda?
I've heard the name. I feel like it comes up in places a lot. I feel like it's one of those things I see on lists of like, check your wood for
This is why we don't transfer firewood across state lines. Don't do it, guys. So the Asian longhorn beetle, let's see if I can pronounce it. I'm used to reading it and not having to say it out loud.
All that Latin.
Anoplophora glabripennis. That one was easier. So it's native to China and parts of Korea. It was accidentally introduced through wood packing materials, so like pallets and crates and things, used in international shipping. It was first detected in the U.S. in 1996 in New York, and then Canada in 2003, and then a few European countries, so like Austria, Germany, the UK, Italy, after that. So the larvae tunnel deep into the wood of hardwood trees like maples and birches, and their feeding disrupts the flow of water and nutrients heading to which leads to branch dieback, because once you're disrupting that xylem and phloem, the branches are no longer getting fed.
Right.
And this causes structural weakness, and then the trees die. And they're pretty prolific. The problem is, when you're in your home garden and you get an outbreak of aphids, it's pretty easy to see the million or so aphids, tens, thousands of aphids, all on your pepper plant or your tomato plant or whatever. They're on there because they're all on the outside. It's really hard to deal with a longhorn beetle infestation because the beetle is hidden in the wood. The grub is like way in there.
You're like, why is my tree not doing well?
Yeah, you just have no clue until you start to see like boring holes.
Right, and it might be one of those things you're like, why is my tree not doing well? And by the time you, an outsider, notice that your tree is not doing
your
well,
tree is dead.
They're in there. They're choking off our air. It's already done.
Yeah, it's usually you can't figure it out until the damage is so significant the tree's probably not going to make it. And that stinks because the surrounding trees are probably also infected. It's a really difficult
Right.
situation.
Oh, Kelly, we need Dr. Ped, but I'll ask you nonetheless. I recently was reading about how plants, trees also, but plants in general, make sound, and that we humans just aren't hearing it because it's like out of our hertz range. And how if your cat is having a hard time, it may be that one of the plants in your house is screaming, and the cat can tell, but you can't.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I need Dr. Ped. But like that was like the argument of this thing was that plants make noise and maybe your pets are hearing it.
Where did you read this?
I actually stumbled on it. Someone said something about plants making distress noises to each other. And that led me down a rabbit hole of like,
I could see
do
that.
plants make noise?
I could see that being possible.
To alert its neighbors like, hey, I'm covered in beetles right now, But as far as like, can humans detect this noise? And then, you get 4 articles
can your
deep.
cat detect this noise?
Can your cat detect this noise? Right, exactly. So
I don't know.
I don't know. Something
we
I'll
should
look
have
into.
a whole plant episode and just have
we need to do a plant episode.
Ped on
Get Dr. Ped back on here.
Because I have no idea. It sounds very plausible to me that plants can probably make noise. That's okay. It seems less plausible to me that your cat can hear it, and even less plausible that it bothers your cat. But right, like there's like 3 stages of I don't know about this. But you know what? Maybe I'm not a cat scientist. I have cats. I have many plants, and my cats don't seem to be.
You're not running experiments on your cats at all times?
If kissing their little heads is an experiment.
My experiment is, can you learn how much I love you?
Yes, constantly kissing their little heads. Because that's what you do when you have cats, whether they like it or not. So back to the Asian longhorn beetle, I guess. That's fine. So the issues that stem from the loss of these trees is pretty rough. In cities, we lose trees that line our streets and shade parks from the Asian longhorn beetle.
Oh no! Sorry, I have Googled. Is there a cowboy common rider?
Oh no!
And there is a cowboy common rider. Okay, well we're making him a buddy then, because that's where we're going. That is so.
Just
funny.
don't look at it too hard. This way you don't get.
I won't look. I'm not looking.
Yeah.
I don't want to be influenced. But it is very funny that there already is one.
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, I wonder if there's because there's a lot of common riders.
It feels like there
like
probably
Power
was
Rangers.
one. It's like Deadpool's. There's just one.
Right, you're gonna find one eventually. If you search the multiverse deep enough, you'll find it. And I just want to be sure so that we didn't get actually'd.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to get actually.
By producer Derek only.
He does love Kamen Rider.
Anyway, sorry. The trees in parks. You were talking about the devastation.
Yeah, the devastation wrought by the Asian longhorn beetle. So it gets rid of, like in cities, it's a problem because it takes away our ornamental shade trees along paths and in parks. Infested trees lose commercial value, so quarantines have to restrict wood movements, and then that disrupts like entire industries that buy and sell hardwoods. There's always an ecological impact. These trees are homes and food for other animals. And then here in the US alone, we've spent I think it's within a year, $537 million on trying to eradicate these things. Yeah, it's a lot.
So this again comes. We in America hear about Asian bugs coming over. I think just because we have similar climates, and they just
our bugs also go over there. It's not.
And that's what I was about to say. I want to clarify that our bugs also go over there and cause problems. There's a reason why it's called, like the German cockroach. It is everywhere.
It's not I think there is a disproportionate focus on the Asian parts of whatever these animals are, and it's not because they're Asian. we also have sent bugs over there.
Yes,
and
we just hear about it here
Yeah.
because they're the invasives
I think
here.
we're also
I want to clarify
quite-
that our invasives are also invasive.
there is sort of like a racist focus here too on Asian,
right.
which
Wasn't
is
there a movement
silly.
with the bald-faced hornet? I think it was like the murder hornet. You remember
Two different hornets, but
two different hornets. Okay, but there was the murder hornet that and I remember there was
because it was called the Asian giant hornet, and then we did change that
trying
name. We
to
don't
get
call
away
it,
the northern giant hornet now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's it creates like weird racial stigma that does not need to be a part of the conversation.
It's like the whole what do you call a venereal disease? It depends on who your enemy is.
Yeah.
The English call the venereal disease the French disease. The French call it the Spanish disease. The Spaniards call it the Greek disease. You know, they all are just calling it each other like
it's the same problem.
because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
let's always make sure that just because an invasive species comes from a particular part of the world doesn't make that part of the world bad. It's just where they come from, guys. It's not a big deal. But there has been like a huge movement in entomology specifically to change the names so that we're not focusing on the part of the world they're coming from. We're kind of focusing on what they're doing, which is way more useful. I don't care where they came from. I just want to know if they're wrecking stuff. But so they cause and they're not the only beetles that cause damage. Longhorn beetles in general can cause issues. Even some of our native beetles can cause damage. The U.S. has generally an annual loss of $1.7 billion in timber
to beetles
and to timber, syrup, and like shade trees, all from all the longhorn beetle pests. So it's not just the Asian one that's causing a problem, and that's I think another important thing to understand. There's a lot of nuance that goes on when talking about damage like this. So the Asian longhorn beetle is still an issue here in the U.S. and in other countries. We have pretty strict quarantines imposed about infested areas to prevent spread. So we cut down infested trees and we either chip them or burn them to make sure that we're not missing any eggs or larvae. Because insecticides are not effective. Again, when you burrow deep inside wood, insecticides probably not going to reach you. So that's why we have to go like scorched earth on these things when they get infected. You can't spray a tree. What's it going to do?
Who knows what Right, and who knows what beneficial things you're going to destroy trying to get to the thing that you didn't even
willy-nilly
get to,
spraying.
Right, in the very middle of it. Is there something that eats it that we can introduce? A cane toad.
Always. That's always do that.
It's always a cane toad.
We've had we have like public reporting programs, so if you see them you can go online and let your state, I guess maybe your DEP or your conservation agency, know what's going on. We've had a few outbreaks in the US and Europe have been fully eradicated. Here in my beautiful home state of New Jersey, they've been eradicated completely. We're always keeping an eye out just in case. But we spent $12 million on the eradication program. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with something like this. Producer Derek's saying that's cheap. I think $12 million is a lot of money. But it is cheap compared to the loss, right? So if we have to spend $12 million to deal with $537 million in loss, then I guess that's worth it, or $1 billion. International standards now require heat treatment or fumigation of wooden packaging to prevent further introduction. So in Europe, this is you have to heat treat everything. And we've made like a lot of progress. So the Asian longhorn beetle is actively being managed. I guess managed is the best way to put it in its introduced regions. And I would say it's actually one of the more successful stories about dealing with an invasive, especially a very harmful invasive species. Because a lot of the time you get an invasive species somewhere, think of maybe the zebra mussel, nothing's not going anywhere. It's kind of stuck with it.
At these points.
The spotted lanternfly, that thing's not going anywhere. We're not going to eradicate that. But we're also, I think, not really trying very hard because the spotted lanternfly hasn't done all the damage we thought it was going to do.
Oh, interesting.
Keep smashing though, guys. Keep popping them.
Smash
We
them.
help control the population in that way. And yeah, I don't know if
We need to find a way to eat them.
well, other birds and bats eat them now. Spiders have always eaten them. Our best friends, the spiders, have always taken care of the lanternflies. Mantises eat them.
They're non-discriminatory when it comes to what flies in their web. They're like, sure, you're here.
If one of those things gets in my apartment, my cats, well, really it's just Finn, absolutely destroys the spotted lanternfly. Darcy just looks at it. He's an old man now. He doesn't care anymore. But yeah, I don't think we've covered too many invasive species other than the emerald ash borer, which again is another family on the show. Maybe we should pick a couple invaders. Kind of think about that. Maybe we should pick one of our invaders in another country, and
yes, yeah, we should just to even the
turn
score
the tables
a
a little bit. So if you want, Amanda, I can go over some superpower ideas.
Yes, I need superpowers
while you draw our
how to get these longhorns.
Our cowboy. So jaws, obviously the big jaws that Titan beetle can snap a pencil. I have antennal radar because those antennae are very sensitive. Drilling, so females and larvae can drill through hardwood. Flight, I know these guys look weird. They have that long...
It's always funny when you're like, don't forget the flight. They all fly. Every single one of them flies. And
like, that's ridiculous. They just look dumb
doing it. Fella. Yeah. They're always like flying with like their whole back end like hanging.
Yeah, they hang loosely. Straight down.
Like, and I'm like, oh, give it up.
It's almost like a hover. It's like a real sad hover situation. And then... I think producer Derek added a superpower called Beautiful. And they're similar to jewel beetles. They have really iridescent colors. I know, Amanda, you were quite taken with the harlequin beetle.
Yeah, that was really pretty. That one was very good. I feel like any amount of decorative element to the shell, and humans are automatically just like, I love that.
Yeah, let's make a dress out of it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I need to get more common in here. Less cowboy.
So the family name of this is Carambicidae. Yeah, Carambicidae. And it comes from the Greek myth of the shepherd Carambus, where he was transformed into a beetle with long horns, and it says, after he insulted a group of mountain nymphs. Never insult nymphs or fairies or Hildefolk or like local, what are you doing? Yeah, it's a bad decision. So he was pretty rude, and he was kind of spreading rumors about these mountain nymphs and saying that they don't believe in the gods and they're promiscuous and just like some messed up stuff that you don't do. So word got back to those nymphs, and they turned him into a longhorned beetle as punishment, as one does.
As one does.
Yes. Don't spread rumors. I think that's the moral of that myth is don't spread rumors about people. It's rude.
He needs some sort of weapon. Like I'm tempted to do double whips, but we did whips with Whip Scorpion. Yeah. But I know him and Whip Scorpion might be buddies though, according to your.
It could be. They could be friends.
Allure. Although they aesthetically have no amount of match. Yeah. What says boring?
Oh yeah, Derek is reminding us that Emerald Ash Borer had a chainsaw, so you could do a different kind of saw.
That's true. Maybe those like those real long saws.
Ooh, the two-person saws. Give him one of those.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, give him one of those. I'm going to go through the rest of our listener questions here, and I really love that you guys are sending in listener questions now. It makes me very happy. Derek is saying lumberjack.
I'm a lumberjack, and that's okay.
So he could have been a lumberjack. All right, so from Reddit, we have Spiritual Tensions 321's question. It just says, E? And yes, indeed, E.
Yes, they do E.
I wouldn't E about them. I think they're pretty cool. When I think of E, I think of not being concerned.
Oh, I was thinking E, like that's the noise they make.
Oh, like they make a little beep. Maybe. I think either way, I'll go yes. Noise. Yes to E. What else we got? Siren Song Fleece from Instagram asks, "What's your favorite longhorn beetle species?" Theirs is Rosalia funebris, the banded alder borer. Let's Google banded alder borer, Amanda. See
All
what.
right, let's do it together, you and me.
See what Siren Song Fleece's favorite is.
Ooh. Okay, say the name for me again.
Banded alder borer. Alder borer.
Oh, very
pretty.
beautiful. Has like a nice spot on the back of the abdomen
Thorax.
there. Thorax. I always get them backwards. Why do I like this?
They're very big. Look at them on someone's hand.
Yeah,
What a beautiful
and they have
bug.
this beautiful striping on the antenna. And then, like, I'm surprised it's not like named like the tree zebra or something, knowing how these bugs always get named.
Well,
that one's gorgeous.
very pretty. We'll try to include a photo of that. What's my favorite? My favorite.
Okay, I need to give him. Can you hold a saw in a holster? You can now.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I can pick a favorite. I think they're all really. I love all the colors that they come in. You know what? There's a neat one that to me kind of looks like bark. I don't know what it's called. Let's see. Do I have a photo of it?
Oh, I realized I've made this guy a skinny queen over here. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Get rid of that.
Oh, the target longhorn beetle is very cool looking. Here, I will put that in the chats. Look at that guy.
Whoa! He's gonna hypnotize me. Whoa!
Yeah, he's really cool looking. So maybe the target longhorn beetle. That's a good one. And then we answered there were like 2 other questions from Drew and Moist Donald from Reddit, and we answered those already, so we're good. Thanks again, everyone. More questions. We love listener questions. It is always hard to pick a favorite bug, though. So, Amanda, as you're drawing, how many legs would you give the longhorn beetle?
That's a good question. That's why you've asked it. It's upsetting that they bore into trees, but that's not their fault. They're just
living their lives,
doing what they do. The trees there being delicious. There's got to be something that eats it. That's just the circle of life. I don't know that they do anything that's like really unique to them. Partially, probably because there's so many of them that they do what their cousins all do too. You're right.
35,000 is that what...
They do lose a little bit of point for non-uniqueness in that way. But, I'd give them a 3 out of 6. I feel like they're but they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll give them a point back for being so beautiful, for having so many beautiful
beauty
colors.
points.
Yeah, well, you know me. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 out of 6.
I think this podcast has made you give bugs higher scores than I think you used to.
That's probably true. I do like them. I am always convinced to be like, but they're just little guys. They're just little fellas.
Yeah, the point of the show is so everyone sees them as just little guys. You know.
Well, then it's working on me.
Yes.
Your audience of 1 has worked.
Worth it. It's all worth it, Amanda.
All this work you've put in has been worth it for this.
Yes. It's been a team. All 3 of us put in a lot of work for the show.
I am also here.
Mm-hmm. And Derek and Zot's wiggling in the background. I think I would give them 4. I think 4 out of 6 is fair. They come in lots of really beautiful shapes and colors and patterns. Their grubs are, grubby. I don't love a grub, but that's okay.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I think 4 out of 6 is pretty fair.
All right, I'm going to toss this over to you, and we'll figure out ways to make it more longhorn beetle as necessary.
I love his big saw. Yeah.
He's got a big saw. The 2-person saw is very funny to me.
Oh, and a little saw on his hip, too. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and the hatchet is not quite reading. I need to like redo his arm because I erased a whole arm to draw a new arm, but I was too zoomed in, so now the angle's not right. But yeah, he's got a hatchet. He's got a big saw. He's got a hand saw on one hip. He's got a cowboy hat. Out of the hat comes the two big long antenna.
You're wearing a little
He's got
vest.
the Kamen Rider mask. He's wearing a little vest.
Nice.
And some chaps as well, and cowboy boots. But I plan to add more details to make it clear that like those designs are part of his Kamen Rider suit and not free range clothing items that he's put on over top of his robot
nice.
suit. They are in fact robot chaps.
I think that the vest needs some fringe.
Yeah, I added fringe to the chaps. He definitely needs some fringe on that shirt too. And you probably should have a cape of some kind, just because so many of the cape, the elytra of the Beetles was so beautiful. He needs a beautiful interchangeable cape.
I think the vest should be a separate thing.
You think the vest should be on top? Okay,
Yeah.
that is funnier if he's wearing it separate.
And instead of a cape, make it like a cowboy duster.
Yeah, a duster.
Okay, like the poncho, good, bad, and the ugly.
No, the duster is the
blanket.
long coat.
Oh, the duster's the long coat. Okay.
You could do
Or
a
you could do a
poncho
poncho,
too.
yeah.
Either one of those.
Yeah, I just think of
Well, the
Clint
poncho might
Eastwood
cover the vest.
That's
We won't be
true.
able to see that sweet vest.
Do you remember when we went to the Portland Insectarium, Amanda, a couple years ago,
Yes.
and they had that really, really big beetle?
Yeah,
That was a longhorn beetle.
we gotta go back. They had so many spiders.
Yeah.
They had like a whole wall of tarantulas. It was very cool.
Tarantulas are really
And
easy
they had-
to keep, so they're very common in
Yeah.
these things. Yeah.
And they had one spider that like lived in like this two-sided box so that the spider felt safe because it was like in the dark, right?
Oh.
But then you could turn the box around and see what she was up to back there.
Oh, that's cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Anything else we need to add to this guy before we say, all right,
Yeah,
you
I don't think
just
so.
the poncho?
Yeah, just the
All right.
your thoughts, your total thoughts for the day on the Longhorn Beetle family.
I think they're a staple. I think that they're out there doing their beetle-y thing, being beautiful, by the way, just gorgeous. And if you like a cowboy, I can't say that that's a bad aesthetic as far as... There's a reason why there's so many, like, romantical cowboy books, is all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And then it's unfortunate that their food group is detrimental, like, because that's really, when you come down to it, though, we're mad at them for eating the food group that we want to eat.
Trees?
Right?
You want to eat trees?
Well, we don't want to eat trees, but we want to eat the fruit off the trees.
But they prefer hardwoods, so
Oh, okay. Then they want to eat our floors.
yes, they want to eat our nice furniture. But some of them,
But really, that's what it comes down to: is we're competing for the same resource.
some of them
and that's
do
why we're mad
eat,
at them.
already
Hypocritical of us.
dead wood, so that's kind of nice.
Okay, so we need them
need
because we
those.
need them to be part of the leaf litter
The
crew
breakdown
here.
system, yeah. Mm-hmm. Detritivores.
Yes. The what-ivores?
Detritivores.
Oh, I heard tritivores. I was like, they're eating trite?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you here. Yeah, I think they're not let me rephrase this. I think that they are a bug.
Mm-hmm.
In the most buggy way possible. They're out there doing bug things. They're doing exactly what I would expect of a bug. They're out there in logs, being grubs, running around, having beautiful shells, hanging out with faux whip scorpions, hanging out with the other creepy crawlies under a rock. That's exactly what I expect him to be doing. So I honestly, I have no real detriment to this guy. I've got no beef. No beef with this cowboy. Yeah.
Well, if you have a favorite longhorn beetle, let us know. We want to see it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Flood the chat, friends, with beautiful longhorn beetles if you can.
Yeah. Go to the subreddit.
The few that we
share a
looked at
bunch
have
that
been
you like. We
beautiful.
want to see them.
They had a green sparkly one. They had a hypnotizing one. They had a stripy one. They had a spotted one. There's so many. So many. Beautiful. If you're beautiful, you can come on our subreddit and talk to us about it. If you're not beautiful, you're also welcome because we're
You're also beautiful.
A bug podcast.
You're all beautiful. It's fine.
And we'll find a way to tell you you're beautiful because you are. Even if you are a Kamen Rider faced longhorn beetle, we think you're beautiful. And you can always find us Gmails, Instas,
Blue skies.
Blue Skies.
Yeah. Reddits.
You can find us. Other than that, stay safe out there. It's cold and windy in my part of the world right now. Ooh, stay safe. And leave the leaves. Love you, bye. Bugs Need Heroes was created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad, with some assistance from Chelsea Bodden and a few cats. Character art is by Amanda Niday. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Roll Music. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out at bugsneedheroes.com, and most of the socials are under Bugs Need Heroes. Thanks for stopping by.
Look at Zots. He's going crazy back there.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. His little head was just hanging down. Zots.
Zots. Making me nervous, buddy.
It's going wild. We call that crazed here. Like, oh, the cats are crazed.
It's like stationary zoomies. There's like the zoomies still live within them, but they're
wiggling.
no longer running around.
They're just wiggling.